Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for checking in with me for Stay in Your Own Lane. My name is Stuart Marshall Gully. I'm your host. And the only way I could do this show and start doing it again is be myself. I tried to be somebody else, but it was too much work. Okay. So like I'm gonna tell y'all, stay in your own lane. I wrote a book called Stay in Your Own Lane for the Entrepreneur. This book here. That's just one of the 14 books I've written, but this one here really touches my heart because I had to eventually get into my own lane. And sometimes you could be in the lane that you think you're supposed to be in, but you're in the wrong lane. Look, I was in the wrong lane for about 25 years. I'm going to tell you a quick story. And when I said 25 years, I was a hairstylist for 25 years. But before that, I wrote. I wrote plays and stuff like that. When I was 10 years old, I wrote my first play. My stepfather said, I want you to write a play. So I wrote another one. And look, I directed these plays. I was a kid now. And these people, they listened to me. I wrote out my script and everything like that. But what happened, I was living in New Jersey then came to California. And I thought I want to get into fashion design. And I tried that, graduated. 1 year, made one girl one outfit. She sent me through so many changes. I said, oh, that ain't my lane. I ain't going through that. So I decided to go to cosmetology school. Now, writing was in me, all right? But this is my mind. So I went to cosmetology school and took 3 schools to graduate. I kept going, trying to find my lane in life. But, as we go along on this show, in the days to come, you're going to hear more about what happened to me because I've had about 6 or 7 different careers. And people who know me, they think I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy. They ask me, do I have ADHD? I said, no, I got the whole alphabet. I got A to Z. So however I feel, I don't bother nobody. I mind my business. I stay in my lane. But what happened, after 25 years, I was in a salon I had that I converted into a Pizza Hut. And one day I was standing there all by myself. And I said, God, look, I can't take this anymore. I'm trying to help people. They do this and that and backstab and all that stuff and jealousy. And I'm just trying to help. So I asked God, I said, well, look, what's in me? He said, you really a writer. I said, oh, really? So you know what I did with my crazy self? I had a beautiful I closed it cold turkey within a month's time. I told the operators, y'all got to find a place to work. And I just closed it. Hadn't saved any money or anything. And the story goes on further than that because what happened, after that period of time, over the years, he said, you're right, I've written like 14 books. I've written over 20,000 quotes. I've written a bunch of plays. That's what happened when you eventually find your lane. But it took all that for me to find my lane. Now, what I want you to be aware of, I'm getting tongue twisted. I'm taking it out. All right. Anyway, when I was a kid, I was a writer. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Look at your children. Look at yourself. What's been on your mind all your life and that you haven't done? Now, you're supposed to be doing it, but every time you turn around, somebody got to do it. Somebody else doing it. Oh, they got too many of this. Oh, I don't want a hamburger stand. There's too many hamburger stands. You think McDonald's worry about Burger King? No, So you need to just get in your lane. There's millions of people in the world. Somebody's waiting on that one little thing you're doing. Just one little thing. And you ain't thinking nothing of it. And whatever you're not thinking nothing of, somebody's making money from it. Because one thing about life, you're going to have to make some money. All right? For those who say you don't need money, evidently they already got some money. Or they got somebody going to give some money. Look, you can't feed the homeless unless you have some money. So the thing about it is getting good money. Being honest and fair. And trust me, I have met some crooked people in my lifetime. But you know what I do? I walk away. I say, God, I'm going to take care of them. I go away because sometimes when you try to get people back for what they've done to you and stuff like that, that's a lot of mental energy. I like, God, look, you know all about them. Let me keep going. I keep going. Because I could tell you some stories. You eventually hear them. But anyway, my book, real quick, Stay in Your Lane for the Entrepreneur. And everybody's an entrepreneur, let me tell it. as far as I'm concerned, if you pay your light bill, your gas bill, your phone bill, you are in business. Okay? And so that's on you. So don't worry about what nobody think about you. Don't worry about if you're quitting your job. Don't worry if you're leaving the state. If something's in your heart eating you up, trust me. Trust me. If you get to heaven, God asks you, what took you so long? Well, Lord, my Aunt Sarah told me I should be. I said, no, don't tell me about Aunt Sarah. What did I tell you to do? Okay? And so it's piercing our hearts and stuff like that. And on the bottom here it says, minding your business and focusing on your goal. And I'm just going to give you a few little quick topics. This is just really basic chapter 1. I'm just kind of telling you what's in the book. But one of the subjects is called Stay in Your Own Lane, which is here. Then it's called What is Your Enough? Next one, Heart Surgery, The Lane of the Mind, Going Cold Turkey, Too Many Lanes. I don't have so many lanes, I don't have so many wrecks, but you know what? I brush myself off and I keep going. But know when to change lanes. An accident in your lane. Build in your lane. Park car in your lane. Somebody cross your lane. Driving with no lights. You don't know where you're going. You're just going. Potholes in your lane. And let me tell you about once you find your lane, there will be potholes. And we're going to talk about this later on. But don't worry about that. That's still your lane. Well, I thought I was supposed to do that. Yes, you are supposed to be doing that. But anyway, the book is also on Amazon. It's on Amazon. But right now, that's all I want to tell you for today. I'm just glad you tuned in. I'm giving you an idea what the book's going to be about. We're going to go for chapter and chapter each week. And that's all I have to say because I got to get back to my lane. All right? Bye-bye.